Okay. Good morning. You should hear me now. Yes, you should hear me now. 4 minutes past 7. Good morning. Welcome to this episode. Podcast recording episode X. Sorry about before. It's always there is always a little bit of a problem. So, good morning. Yes. So, this episode of the podcast is focused on life is difficult. What can you do about it? So, what can you do about it in English means not you is not what can you do about it, but is what people can do about it in general. Well, I hope you didn't abandon. Yeah, you should hear me now. What can you do, people? What can people do about it? What can you do about it? So you in English, it's people in general. So this podcast is recorded with notes on the side. So if you're watching this podcast on YouTube, you can follow the script. You can follow my notes. And otherwise, if you're listening only, is the best thing you can do, because if you're listening only, it means that you're doing something else. And if you listen to English while you do something else, is the best passive listening experience you can have. So anyway, if you're listening to this podcast on any platform like Spotify or any other platform, you can find you can find the PDF of my notes in the community in a Facebook community, community Inglese Vero on Facebook. You can join for free and find all the notes, even if you listening, just only listening. Anyway, 6 minutes past 7. Life is difficult. What can you do about it? What can people in general do about it? Well, let's talk about life is difficult first. Okay, life is difficult. What do you mean? You mean that it's not easy. Life, you have to get up in the morning. You have to work most of your time. Sometimes you get sick. So sometimes you get sick. Sometimes you can't get what you want. So let's list the problems, the difficulties. Life is difficult. Okay, if life is difficult, let's list the difficulties and let's see what we can do about them. So sometimes you get sick. Sometimes you can't get what you want. Sometimes you don't have money. Sometimes you miss a friend. Maybe because he died. Maybe because he's away. Maybe because he moved away. He moved away means he went to live somewhere else. That makes life very difficult when the friend is very dear or is a life partner or anything else. Life is difficult when you get a ticket. when you get a ticket or when you get a fine, or a ticket. What do you mean when you get a ticket in English? In English, when you get a fine or a ticket, it's when you get from the police that stops you and says, there's something wrong here. You're going too fast. You're going to pay a fine, or you're going to pay a ticket of 50, 100,000 euros or dollars or pounds. So you get a fine or a ticket, like driving your car, or speeding your car. That's most common. Speeding your car, because speeding is like you don't even remember when it was. You get the letter after 1-2 months, and you get this beautiful surprise, and it ruins your day. Yeah, that's what happens with speeding. So life is difficult. Life is difficult when just a moment. Yes, life is difficult when When is life is difficult? When you have an exam or a test. When you have an exam or a test, you get very nervous. You get very nervous. You get very nervous. Life is difficult. Or life is difficult when you want to try, when you're trying to learn a language, learn English. Oh my God, learning English, life is really, really difficult. So, what can we do about that? What can we do about it? So, second step, what can we do about it? So, life is difficult, green. Let's put its beautiful color green. And now let's talk about what can we do about it. What can we do about life is difficult in yellow? What can we do? Think about it. Accept that life is difficult is number one. Okay, let's accept that life is difficult. And that would be less difficult just because you accept that life is difficult. But also compare life to sport. Why have you ever thought about life as a sport or to games? If life is like a sport or a game, the fact that it's difficult, would it make it sad? Would it make it a problem? Would it make it really? Would it make it like, oh my God, life is difficult? Or would it make it like, oh my God, this sport is difficult, it's so interesting? Or this game is complicated, but it's so cool, you know? When do you have the most satisfaction? When the sport or the game it's really simple that even a child can play? Or when it takes some sweat out of it? Huh? So compare life to sports or games, and you will see that life is not difficult. So life is just another game. It's just another game. A very dangerous game, of course, is a very dangerous game. It's a okay. Life is a dangerous game because nobody ever gets out of life alive. That's for sure. So that life is a dangerous game, but it's still a game if you see as it is, or you can say life is a sport. So what happens in a sport? If you train, improve. So if you train, you improve, you ask for help, you find a mentor, you follow the tips. So life is like a sport. If you train every day, you improve. So you improve every day, and then you ask for help. Please help me. And you find a mentor. Like for example, you are listening to me. You can decide. Okay, Stefano will be my English language mentor for a while. A mentor is someone you think is capable enough to help you, and then you ask them for help. And the most important thing, you follow the tips. So if I tell you, come here every morning, sorry about yesterday, by the way, come here every morning, do this, do that, speak on the mirror, write one sentence a day, or any or do passive listening, you follow the tips. Trust the mentor. And see what happens after a long time. Okay? So, isn't it the same with life? That life is difficult. Oh, today is really difficult. I have financial problems. Let's take it. I have problems at work, or I have financial problems. the two, or I have relationship problems. It's the same. So if I have problems at work, what do I do? Well, I need to train, to improve, ask for help, find a mentor, follow the tips, trust the mentor, and see what happens after a long time. For example, my friend, I remember there was my friend Paolo. He worked in a factory. He had a very high responsibility. Then he had some, he had some quarrels with the boss. He left the job, and so he had a problem. He had no job. So what did he do? He wanted to become a gardener. So what happened? He trained as a gardener for some months. So he paid money. He paid money to train with this expert gardeners. During these months, he improved his skills. So of course he asked for help. He said, "Please, can you help me?" He find a mentor. Yes, the mentor helped him. The mentor trained him, and thanks to the mentor, he improved. Then he followed the tips. So whatever the mentor said, they say, "Oh, Sunday morning, can you come with me?" Yes. No, oh no, Sunday morning I'm with my family. No, Sunday morning, yes. Trust the mentor. So he trusted the mentor. What the mentor said, he said, "This, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, that way, this way." And then after a long time, 6 months, 1 year of training, you see what happens, and you find the job. And this friend of mine, he found the job. He didn't find the job. He created the job of his life, and he's happy now. Yeah, after a long time. After a long time. That's the key. You must wait a long time to see that is not as difficult as you thought. Uh, in English, we say, in English, also in Italian, we say was everything was difficult before becoming easy. So that goes for English, that goes for life, isn't it? So everything was difficult before becoming easy. No, everything was difficult before becoming, yeah, everything was difficult before becoming easy. So is it difficult for you today to walk? Can you walk? Yeah. Was it difficult before becoming easy? Like the second year of your life, was walking difficult? Oh my God, it was impossible. Can you see toddlers walking, trying to walk? They fall 3,000 times every 5 seconds. So everything was difficult before becoming easy. It took months, if not years. Yeah, for the best things to become easy. Yeah. How long did it take for you to walk? How long did it take for you to become an adult? So life is difficult when you're a child. When you are a teenager, life is very difficult. Then when you're more adult, you're more independent, life is easier. Uh, how long did it take you to learn how to speak Italian, to learn how to read, to learn how to study? How long did it take you to learn the sport you're doing? How long did it take you to learn how to dance? Oh my God, dancing. You cannot dance if you train 1 month, 6 months. You must train for years. So now, for example, I can dance. For me, dancing is easy, but trust me, the first 3.5 years were super, super difficult. So, what I want to leave you this morning with this podcast recording is that isn't it all in our minds that life is difficult, so it is a problem? Life is difficult. So the end is life is difficult. So what? That's the ending of this podcast. Life is difficult. So what? Everything is difficult. We never complain about sport being difficult. We never complain about a game being difficult. So life is difficult. So what? It's not a problem. It's not a big deal. It's fun. It's a game. It's a dangerous game sometimes, but like sports, it's a dangerous game. Formula One is a dangerous game. Um, Boxing is a dangerous game. Skiing is a dangerous game. Dancing is a dangerous game. Football is a very dangerous game. But everybody plays it, and nobody is crying because it's difficult. It is difficult. So what? Life is difficult. So what? Life is what it is. Is what it is. Life is what it is. So my wish for you today is go out there, enjoy your life, do whatever you can, do your best, and learn some English today. Thank you for listening, and see you on the next episode. Bye bye. Have a good day.